today the budget session of Parliament has begun. It started with the President's address, and then the Finance Minister filed the economic survey. She tabled the economic survey in Parliament today. Tomorrow she will be presenting the budget, and the economy is expected to grow at 9.2% in 2021-22 is what the government has said. Economic activity back at pre-pandemic levels. Let's go across to Sunil Prabhu now for more. And Sunil, bring us some of the highlights of the economic survey that's tabled a day before the budget.
Well, this budget has just, the economic survey, it's voluminous, it's just been submitted, tabled on the floor of the House. But the key pointers, as you pointed out, is 9.2%. That's slightly lower than what was projected by the Finance Minister as well as the then Economic Affairs Secretary, who's now become the Revenue Secretary. It was 9.5. So clearly, this is something that they need to take into account. How they go forward for the next few years is critical, because the fiscal deficit, and that's something that we will look at tomorrow when the Finance Minister, gives her budget, whether she has been able to achieve that target. She had given a clear roadmap. No Finance Minister in recent times had done so in the last budget, where she made it very clear the trajectory of the government and how it plans to contain the fiscal deficit over a period of 3 to 4 years, given the fact that there has been this huge pandemic which has affected every section of society. As I was pointing out to you, the most important is clearly that the agriculture sector has somehow been resilient, but the growth, the job opportunities has still not been forthcoming, which has been a very big cause of concern, especially amongst the youth.
Right, and Sunil, as you said, it's a very voluminous economic survey which has been tabled today, and this comes ahead of the budget tomorrow. Lots of expectations ahead of the budget, given the kind of state the economy has been in these last 2 years due to the COVID and pandemic. And it also, as we discussed earlier, comes at a crucial time when 5 states are going to elections.
That's right, and that will definitely be uppermost in the mind of the Finance Minister. The Prime Minister has been guiding her in, and has himself been speaking to key venture capitalists, startups, various other people from the industry to take it forward about what exactly should be given. As you rightly pointed out, there's elections around the corner, so you don't expect major changes, but definitely what I see a big possibility is the clearance for the RBI's digital currency, which has been pending for some time. Apart from that, of course, will be capital expenditure, job creation, which is something that really is uppermost on the minds of the government, because that's a key concern, that's a key issue. And as we've seen in the last 2 years, the rich have grown richer and the poor have not been able. There has been a lot of people who have gone to poverty levels, who haven't been able to be as resilient as the agricultural sector, as the economic survey points out.
Right, Sunil, the economic survey also, pegging growth for the coming year at 8 to 8.5%, which is lower than, what earlier estimates were.
Well, that is something that, has to be taken into account. The fact that, it is, I'm in fact actually quite surprised. Why is it so low? What the reasons are for that, pegging it at only 8 to 8.5. This is probably, this is something that needs to be taken into account. And it's in that backdrop that we have seen these, this very, very conservative estimate at the present juncture. But I would suppose that the government would aim to do much better in the coming year.